Hello. This video is designed to be a booster for anyone who attended my Pragmatic Application for Pain Neuroscience Education in the Plus. It goes over some of the things that we went through in the course just as a refresher. And it is to be used with the posters that you have hanging on the walls of your clinics when a patient is walking beside them, or if they happen to see them and they're asking questions. This is a really good way to be able to have a conversation about what causes pain in them. And if they have questions about their own pain, you can lead them to the poster and you can have a small conversation about what other factors that may be responsible for causing pain in our nervous system, like maybe a sensitive nerve. Now, I do know that it's a bit sarcastic at times and it's a bit playful with my daughter, of course, because she thought it'd be fun to have certain tones and voices in here, but I do realize that pain is a serious problem and none of our tones or actions in here are designed to demean people suffering from pain. None of it is designed to minimize the suffering that they have. Enjoy.
Oh. Whoa! What's that pretty poster?
I'm glad you asked. Remember the 45 miles of the nerves and all the 400 special danger sensing nerves that they're sort of connected to?
Ooh, I do.
That's what it looks like right there.
That's so cool.
All right, so this all connects together and it's constantly sending signals. And these signals travel off electrical impulses that the body has. And if you look over here, let's zoom in on this. I want to show you this part over here. Oops, sorry about the zoom. Alarm. Oops. Oh my gosh. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Oh, there. That's it. Thank you. So if you look at this chart over here, I want to highlight this part because this is what the electrical impulses running through that entire network of nerves looks like. It starts off right here, just idling, and when I, for example, push on my finger over here, back like this, it starts to ramp up a little bit higher. If I push a little harder, it ramps up a little higher to the point where if I'm really pushing hard and it starts to feel like it's painful. A lot of times when it passes this dashed line over here, it wakes up and does
action potential.
So when that wakes up that nerve, it sends emergency signals out called nociceptive signals. And when the brain receives it through the spinal cord, it starts thinking, I need to probably cause some pain in my finger over here because if I don't, it won't protect it and I might keep pushing and pushing and pushing to where I might start causing damage to it.
An injury?
Yes, an injury. So, unfortunately, we have a couple of people who do get injured, and sometimes when our injury heals, like let's say I really strained it because I pushed too hard, or let's say I fell and my finger bent backwards like that and it's strained. As it heals, it's supposed to become lower and lower and lower in time, all the way back down to here when it's completely healed, let's say maybe a year from now, and it's supposed to idle back here again where it's originally started. Now, every time we do stuff, for example, like if I grab something, it'll go up a little bit higher. Just the same way that I push back here, it'll go up a little bit higher. But any stresses or any activities we do with my finger now, it'll always go a little higher. And for a little while, it's supposed to stay a little bit more sensitive until it completely heals. So I might go into here to where I can just push a little bit like that, and even though it's only a little bit of pushing and not causing much damage, it might send enough signal to just pass this line and send off that emergency signal. Again, normally it's supposed to go down, but sometimes it stays up and it stays painful for a long period of time because they keep sending emergency signals or danger signals up to the brain, even when it's healed.
That's not very good.
Yep. What's even worse is that sometimes it stays open and it stays above the line up here, and it continues to send emergency signals even when the finger's not in danger anymore, and even when it's in comfortable positions. So a lot of times people ask, how do I bring it back down to here again? And
how do I do that?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
That sounds just like me. My back still hurts.
Well, a lot of times we have to expose ourselves to the activity slowly and gently especially things that really bug you. Like, for example, what's one thing that bugs you in your back right now? What activities do you do?
Getting up.
Getting up, like from a
Getting
chair or the bed? Okay, so we have to slowly start strengthening you by having you get up and down from a chair, and then eventually from the bed. And we'll grade it. So maybe we'll put a cushion behind you. We'll have you laying down like in a partial sitting position, and then we'll look for positions that you can move into that are not painful and therefore should not feel threatening.
Ooh, so I have to improve incrementally.
Yes. And if I wanted my finger to feel better over here, I would try to continue stretching it out slowly this way, because if I don't, I'll start losing motion after my injury. And I want to get my full motion back in my hand to be able to open it all the way. So I'd slowly stretch it, but it has to be slow stretches that don't set off that emergency signal. Because if anytime my brain connects this motion with an emergency or perceives it to be dangerous, it'll just start causing pain to try to protect it right away. And eventually, as it heals, it should bring it all the way back down to its original resting state over here.
That's impressive.
I'm glad you're impressed. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and hopefully this is a video that allows us to be able to remind you how to use these posters at your work. And if a patient asks you what the poster looks like, hopefully you'd be able to come up with a really good answer like this to be able to explain it better and explain their alarm system better to them.